Hello guys, good day. It's Paul Clement again, your instructor throughout the series of this course. In our previous class we looked at the introduction and we also did the setup. We talked about a little about what Java is, and although we did not go into details, I can still recall I pushed that for you to read the documentation about Java in every other aspect. And we did the setup, which is the number 2. So we will be going into section 3 of this course, and I would like to move very fast on this section, in which I'll give you a brief overview of the IDE we are going to be making use of, and we are going to build our first application, which is the Hello World application. I would love to merge this the section 3 and 4, which is variable data type and operators, so we can move into the matters, this section that matters, which is from section 5 down. Okay, let's jump in. I believe you all followed up on our previous course. If there's any question, please do drop it on the comment below. We'll always treat it together as a team. Let's jump into the IDE. So I already opened my IDE, and the IDE is very simple. The more you use it, the more you get used to it. Now, this area is like the home page of a browser, whereby you open a website like the Google or like your Facebook. It lets you to an home page. This is like your home page. It gives you all of the netbeans, learn and discover, try, and my netbeans, whatever you want. But this does not really matter. Now, on this area, which is the left side of the area, you have the project section of the netbeans, which contains every project that we are going to create. As you can see, these are some projects I've been working on, and I'm still working on them. I was supposed to move them out, but since I'm using my workstation to do this training, so I would just have to leave those ones over there. And although I've moved so much of my project out, I just had to leave those ones because I have to work on them once I'm through with this class. And here's the file. So all the files of your project, this is where you will find them. And then this area is the services. Here you have your database, or when we get down to the database aspect area, to link your netbeans to several databases. I have some database running on the system, like my SQL server is running on this workstation. We have the Java card runtime. We have the web services. If you have any external server whereby you are running or you are deploying your application to, you have it down here. As you can see, you have some predefined. You have Amazon, Fix, Google, StreakIcon, Wix. You have all of them. So if you have any other, you can always add it over there. And then we have the server, and the server contains your Glassfish server. For now, when we get into web application, we'll look into that. Well, I would just have to leave this area and then jump into the menu bar. On the menu bar you have your file, you have edit, view, navigation, source, refactor, run, debug, profile, theme, tools, windows, and help. And on the file, once you open up your file, you check new project, new file, open project. We have several things you can do up in the file aspect, and then we move into edit. Edit is going, all these functions will come up when we start writing, when we create a new project and we start writing code. Then all of this: undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, post. I believe you guys are familiar with all of that. We have the view, and then editor, IDE, log, tools, and all of that. If you can see on this aspect, you see show editor tools bar, show line, which is all this area is the editor's tools bar. If you okay, I'm just going to open a project. Well, let me just go through, and then the source area is where you generate format. I think this will best explain himself when we have project running, and I'll be using all of these functionalities at the same time. We have the refactor where you can rename, move, copy, self-delete without having to destruct your code. It will go into all areas where you have that variable, and it will change the name for you all through. The debug, the run area helps you to run the application, and then the debug area helps you to debug any application and then see where the fault is coming on, or try to resolve a problem on the application. Well, let's kick up and create our first application. Well, before then, let's look at the tools. On the tools we have test performance, add, edit, Java platform, netbeans, and variable, and have some plugin here. Basically, the more you use all of this, the more you use the IDE, the more conversant you become. So let's create a new project. We'll be moving into the project tab. Let's create a new project, and we'll call it let's pick Java. Don't worry about all of this. Let's just basically work with Java, and then Java application. Click next, then application name. Just write my first Java app. So the project name, my first Java app, project location, where you want the location to be. Mine is on my desktop. Project folder, desktop / my first Java app. If you want to use a dedicated folder for this, then you can always specify it here. You want it to create a main method, then you click this, which is highly recommended, so you could always run your application at a glance. So we'll just do the finish while we wait for the IDE to build our application. Oh, sorry, I did not explain the navigation area, the output area. This is where whenever you run the application, this is where you are going to see it. If you don't have this on default, you come to Windows, and then you go to output F4. So it's going to bring up your output, which is this, and then you now have this Windows down here. So Right now we now have our basic application. So first of all, we have to take all of this out. Have to take all of that out because we don't need them. They are not necessary. So I'm taking out all those areas so I can explain the entire syntax we have here. So it will be very much easy for us to flow it. Okay, before that, as I earlier said, that the more when we start a project, then we would be able to know the more functionalities about this system. Now this area is the user's tools bar, which is what you have here. Basically you have them here, so you can easily quick use them here, in which the navigation, go to file, there's a place, okay, show editors tools bar. That was it. Just wanted to show you that. View, show editors tools bar. So which will give you a quick link to sort anything out. Now the package, this is the default folder of your application. You can see my.first.java.app. that is the package name, which is the default folder where the application is. And then the public class. Now the class is a container that holds the entire method, the entire code. It's just like you say you have a room. The class is the structure of the room, then with a public attribute. We have public, we have private, we have other like protected, but the main method, where the main class always come with a public attribute. Well, I'm not going to go into that for now. So you have public, and then with is a keyword, and then another keyword, class, and then the project name, my first Java app. And then you see this curly braces. See, this is an opening and this is the closing. And then after that, which is the mother of, like I said, the house, the structure of the house. And then we now have another public variable over here, which now said public static void main. Now the public means like anybody can access it, and then static means is a constant, like static, like it's not moving, it can change. It's static, is a constant. And then void means it does not return any variable, neither it does not return anything. It's just a constant, something that just have to, is an implementation. Let's just say this vehicle is just going to go straight, it's not going to come back, no return anything, it's not going to bring anything back. So, and then main, this is where the application is going to start from. In every time you run it, this is the first point it will start, which is the main method. And then it makes use of a string. String is a class, it's a string array. So let's jump in. We'll be building our first application, the hello world application, and then we will print it out in the console. So let's see. So our first application, hello world application, will type system dot out dot print ln. Okay, Now let me show you. Now this is also going to be an issue. Now on the system, the first letter is a capital S. System dot out dot print ln. Now if you are using Windows, you press Ctrl space, hold it down and space. It will now give you a suggestion print ln. You just press enter, which is the code completion. This helps you to complete your code and helps you to write very fast. If it is on Mac, you hold your Mac and space, and it will give you your code completion. So anyhow, either of them, it goes. So you put the double quotes, shift, you find it in the key next to your enter key if it is on Windows. I don't really know where it is on Mac because I'm not using Mac right now and I'm using a Windows for this class. So in between the two curly braces, we are going to type our hello world. Hello world, and then do not forget to put the closing I don't know what this tag is called, just keep my memory right now. The semicolon. Do not forget, if I just take it out, it will show an error right now. You can see it's showing me an error. If I iterate at this point, it says expected a semicolon. As you can see, expected a semicolon. So you must always put the semicolon to close every line of your statement. So let's save this and run this, and let's see what we have. Let's click on run. As you can see on this side is building, showing you the procedure, my first Java app. Now look at this console. See, hello world. We've just built a Java application. Just very simple. You can see the Java application has been built. You can see it just output the hello world on the console. Build successful. Total time 7 seconds. Now the system, let me explain the entire statement. The system means that you are going to print it, like you are going to, is, how will I put it, just like use the system. Oh, I don't want to use the word system anymore. Let me say an internal processing. Out means to give out something, then print. There's system in and there's system out. System in means take. I don't want to go to that far, but system means the application should give out, like the out keyword, give out, and then print this statement on these two curly braces for me, and that is that. If it is on a system like if it's like a language like C++, you do your upper greater than sign, your double greater than sign, and then you fixing the. So if you master Java, you will be able to master any other programming language as easy as possible, because its syntax is being derived from C++, and other low-level programming language, but a lot of his syntax is being gotten from C++. I think is the only programming language that is high-level programming language that is not more of that is both combined of low-level language too, is the Java. So I really wanted to combine this particular class with, let me check how much time. Oh, I have to end this now.